Yo, this is the God Lord Supreme Wise Mind of Law from Born Power Truth See Truth. Today's Supreme Mathematics is wisdom. I want to take this time to help a lot of brothers and sisters that's using these explicit and these philosophical words to those that do not know this language, or the 85%. First off, wisdom is the barrier in which knowledge uses to express itself. In other words, the medium, the barrier which is the verbal form of communication. Your thoughts is an expression through wisdom or words, which I said is the sound barrier that one uses is the medium. Same way that we use the medium as social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, in order for us to reach other people and communicate with other people through this internet. So one thing I wanted to make known is that, right, just because you have wisdom doesn't necessarily mean that you have all the experience in the world. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because sometimes, right, there could be a lot of people that have a whole bunch of wisdom of the world, but don't know how to use it in an applicable sense. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the value of it, and they don't know how to utilize it in its proper sense. And sometimes people get caught up in their own wisdom where they feel like they could just freestyle with other people and people are going to be on their level. What we dealing with is the wisdom degree in the 1 to 14. The wisdom degree in the 1 to 14 said, why did Musa have a hard time trying to civilize the devil in the year 2000 BC? And it says, because he was a savage. A savage is one who has lost all knowledge of himself and is living a beast way of life. Musa was half original man, a prophet in the year 2000 BC. BC means before Christ. And the Asiatic world was in the year 11,000. Civilized means to teach knowledge and wisdom to all the human families of the planet Earth. All right, so what am I saying? I'm basically saying this. We're dealing in a time and age where there's a lot of brothers and sisters that we're striving to civilize, or as the lesson say, trying to civilize, but we're having a hard time. And sometimes the reason that we have a hard time is because sometimes we can be very, very overly exaggerative with all these big philosophical words that none of these 85% or these people that don't know themselves in this world don't know. And in some cases, it can be above their heads. You're speaking right here when you need to be speaking right here at the eye level. And another thing, don't speak below them, because in other words, you'll be patronizing them and trying to undermine their potential and their greatness. We are the nation of God's nurse. We deal with the best part, which is understanding. And we always supposed to make understanding clear, concise, and to the point. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the thing is it says this: 2000 BC. 2000 is all being born of what? Wisdom, right? But our wisdom has to be clearly understood. Wisdom is the vehicle in which knowledge uses to get to what? Understanding. And like I said before, wisdom is the barrier that knowledge uses to express itself to get to understanding as well. We can't be sitting up here on Facebook being all philosophical and quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and we can't break that down to the 85%. They're not even going to want to come around us. They're going to be like, you know what, man, this brother tried to express something to me, but I did not know what he was talking about. And you can be God or earth. And that can be a hard time trying to civilize, the 85%. And I'm not even going to say that, because there's some brothers out here that's living a devilish way of life, but don't know how to live the righteous way of life. They don't have the proper wisdom or guidance, because wisdom is supposed to help you gain experience to guide you in the right direction. So when we building on Facebook, right, let's try to keep it simple and to the point. You know what I'm saying? Don't get lost in your words and your own wisdom. And you'll fuck around and draw your own self up and get lost in your own mist. And the thing that I'm saying is this: simplicity at its best is high science. Not complexity of words and vernacular and philosophical phrases where the 85% is like, what are you saying? So I just wanted to put this build out there because I think it's very, very imperative. Or in other words, let me use another better uses of word. It's very important for us to have understanding understood clearly, especially with the people that we striving to civilize, which is the 85% that don't know who their origin in this world. If they don't know if they don't know their place, if they don't know their orientation, or they don't know where they're headed, how the hell they gonna know where they're going if we ain't properly guiding them? And wisdom is proper guidance and direction, with good judgment and sound judgment, and taking the best course of action with the best method of approach. The way that we deal with people is the way people are gonna receive us. And I'm the type of person that I like to deal with people on any level: social, political, educational, economical, financial, mental, physical, verbal, it doesn't matter. But we have to keep this stuff simple. We can't be sitting up here going all above their heads to the point where we lose them. You know what's gonna end up happening? They're gonna end up walking away from your ass. Like, that nigga's bugged out. That nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about. I try to keep up with what he's saying. He just fucking lost me. Now I'm in the forest and I don't even have direction to get out. You basically putting them in the forest with no direction to get out. So like I said, man, I felt compelled to do this video because sometimes we get lost in our own wisdom. And the best thing we could do is just keep it simple and to the point. Knowledge is knowing your audience. Wisdom is knowing not to lose your audience and keeping it simple. Wise words spoken is simplicity at its best. Once again, wise words that are spoken is simplicity at its best. Peace.